Good morning, my friends. Today, my voice is still not good, so sorry, but when I woke up this morning, I had to make this video, and because I had it in my head. After my announcement yesterday, I announced you that I discovered that speaker costing between 75 and 175 on the second-hand market in Europe. I discovered that speaker equal to those acoustic statements and BMW Matrix 802 S3s. Also, both those acous and those BMWs cost €1,500 at the second-hand market in Europe. And I made this video because I don't know if you remember my first days or my first years on this channel. I mean, there are plenty audio channels on YouTube, but often those channels are about the new stuff, stuff what most of us do not want to pay or cannot pay. You simply like that. You simply don't have the money. You are an audiophile, music lover, but you do not have, I mean, €5,000 in your pocket for a complete set, or 10,000, or 20,000, or 50,000, and so there are plenty channels on YouTube talking about new beautiful stuff. Nice to watch those channels. I also watch those channels to be honest, but practically I cannot use that info because most of the time it is way above my limit. Yeah, so but I like watching those YouTube shows about those new speakers, about those new amplifiers coming on the market. But I believe that most of those channels are made for very small audience. I mean, audience that actually are really interested in that stuff to buy. Because how many of us want or can pay a stereo set from €15,000? I just take a number, €15,000. If you see those channels with new stuff, it is very easy, or often you are above 15. If you see the stuff they review, yeah, then well, let's say €10,000. It is hard to see stuff, good stuff I'm talking about, on the €10,000, a set on the €10,000. And my channel is about vintage stuff, and because second-hand stuff, because simply we do not want or cannot afford that new stuff. Yeah, we don't have the money, and I think my channel is well, I think 80%, 75% at least of our audiophiles, I do not like to use that word, music lovers and sound lovers. Yeah, I make a big difference between the music lover and the sound lover, and you have the audiophiles. Yeah, combined it is the audiophiles. And so the 75%, yeah, 25%, the guys with big wallets, yeah, I mean, they do not care to invest 10,000, 15, 20, 50, 100,000 euros for a set, yeah. But most of us, 75, I'm talking about 75%. For all people watching my channel and watching all channels around, do not have that money. Yeah, and the name of my channel is Vintage Stereo because a vintage stereo or vintage equipment, when I started 9-10 years ago, this channel was very cheap. I just a few days ago, when Simon was in my house, he took up a Marantz 1120. Now he brought it on Monday. John picked it up in my house. He picked up many stuff what he had to repair for me, and he also took a 1120. Simon could not repair it, so John repaired it for him, and the next day it was finished. It was a small thing, and the thing was completely revised by Simon, but he could not finish the touching edge, the last thing. And I tested it here. I tested it, he took it back the next day. I tested it here, and I can tell you that Marantz 1120, you will see that video soon, over my speakers, it sounded fantastic, fantastic sounding amplifier. If you have an amplifier like this, the 1120, if you compare the Marantz 1120 to any amplifier in the shop nowadays, doesn't matter which brand, yeah, even if it is Marantz, below €2,500, believe me what I'm telling you now, you will not find that same sound, that beautiful, clean sound, yeah. But even €500 is still for many too much. Many of you are still looking for an amplifier about €200-300 with that sound. But I don't know if those amplifiers exist. I don't know. Maybe. First I thought, well, an amplifier from 500, starting from 500 minimum and above. That's where you find the good sounding amplifiers. If you're lucky, €400 and up, €350 and up. But to find an amplifier from €200 at the moment, yeah, because vintage prices are skyrocketing at the moment, to find a amplifier from €200 and around €200 or below 350, yeah, I gave up that search a few years ago. But because of my discovery, you can see my latest video, I discovered a speaker. A speaker I have for a long time, but never serious did a VS test with it. I had it for a long time, this speaker. And when I was testing this speaker, just for the fun, VS my Heiko, the statement, and that BMW Matrix 802 S3, I discovered that the speaker is equal. I gave up. Everybody of you remember that when I first started, I was looking for the perfect speaker below €200. My old-time viewers remember those days when I made those videos for you, and I was looking and hunting for that perfect speaker from €200. I mean, guys, we're talking now realistic. I'm not talking about speakers from costing now in the shop, yeah, 5,000 and above, yeah, the pair. I'm not talking about that level, yeah, because you can always go better. I mean, my Heiko, the statements, they are perfect for me, but of course they are better speakers. But yeah, then you have to open your wallet, and 75% of the world, of my viewers probably, will never have or will never pay 5,000 and more for speakers. This is first, yeah. And it is the same, you know. I'm watching that car review, that American car reviewer, and beautiful how this guy always, won't say names, always review those expensive sport cars. But I'm just watching those videos without having in my head that I ever want to buy a car like this, because I'm not planning to buy a car like this because of this, yeah. And the same counts for audio. Well, I'm watching those channels where they still present the new stuff, and with those ridiculous prices these days. And I like to watch those channels, but you know, they will never come in my house for this reason. And I think most of you, what I just told you, more than 75%, maybe 80%, not sure how many of you audio lovers think the same as me. We want to sit for a dime on the first row. We want to have the best sound for, I mean, why would you spend so much money when you can have the equal sound for a fraction of it? So I now discovered speakers. My first goal was, when I started this audio channel, finding the perfect speaker below 200 euro. I believed in that for a long time, but yeah, the latest 4 or 5 years I give up that hope, not knowing that all that time I had already that perfect speaker in my house. Unbelievable, my friends. I discovered a speaker with the same quality as speakers which are 10 times more expensive. Yeah, so probably for amplifiers, there are also gems between them. But yeah, I just told you I did the Marantz 1120. I think, wow, that's a clean sound for only 500 euro. But yeah, in that 1120 costed 9 years ago 200 euro. Yeah, this is how much prices in vintage stereo rose. When you buy that new stuff in the shop, I don't mean, sometimes you have new stuff that is cheap. I mean cheap, new stuff, what is good, very good, you can buy. I mean, I have this Wilsonton over here. I mean, you buy a new amplifier, it is a tube amplifier, for 1,000, I'm not sure what the price is at the moment. 1,000 euro, the thing have a perfect sound. They are still there, yeah. So, but normally, I mean, if you, I have to test. I have here a Chinese amplifier below 200 euro. I have to test 2 times 120 watt. I have to test, but normally, if you go to the shop these days, you want that sound. I mean, everybody knows what I'm talking about, that sound. I don't mean a cheap sound. I mean the good sounding amplifiers, yeah? 500 euro and above, second hand. I mean, the sound of a Accuphase E207, the sound of a Sound Suite, what I have on my table, this 911 GG, the AUX 911 GG, yeah, around 600, 650 euro. What more amplifiers are? Well, many small Luxembourg amplifiers from the past, but also those amplifiers will cost you at the moment 300 to 500 euro. Many sensory amplifiers, from that period. They are more expensive at the moment, but yeah. Vintage is, and vintage, not only vintage, but also second-hand, high-end, because I do not see that this Sound 3 amplifier as vintage. I see it as second-hand, high-end. It is becoming cheap. I think 500, 600 euro, 700 euro is cheap, yeah? So the Amplifiers E202, the very first integrated, well, it was cheap. At the moment it has a value for 1,000 euro. That Amplifiers E202. What more examples I can give you? Well, there is plenty stuff, but there is also under those vintage audio stuff or so-called high-end second-hand, there's also a lot of garbage, yeah? And for that garbage I sometimes make videos to warn you, like that Technics SEA900. I mean, the thing is made from plastic housing. The sound is actually cheap sound, 50, 100 euro sound, yeah? And only because of the VU meters they are selling now for 700, 800, 900 euro. I mean, come on, man. Only because, then you better buy this stuff, yeah? Advanced acoustic, yeah? Sounding much better. It doesn't need revision soon because it is still young. And it is looking, the VU meters from this thing is more beautiful than the VU meters from a Technics SEA900, what costs you now 800, 900 euro. Yeah, this one have a duck, it is modern, it has really everything. 2 times 160 watt, much more power than those 2 times 70 watt Technics amplifier. You better buy this. At the moment a set like this costs you second hand 1,200 euro. Yeah? So I also warn you for stuff, to stay away from stuff. When I'm testing something, and I see, okay, this is not the sound I'm looking for, I know you are also not looking for that sound, and I'm telling you about the sound, stay away from it. Yeah, I'm always honest in my opinions, but I'm following my ears. So I understand when some of you are angry on me, when I give a negative buying advice, you know, and you believe that I am wrong in that advice. I understand, my friends, sound, and it is personal, but overall, what I discovered, that is my ears, when I compare them with people around me, yeah, who are sitting in my house, and when I'm playing and VS tests, or playing some amplifiers, change amplifiers. I'm always, you know, for some audio, some friends of mine, I'm always playing with my stuff over here. I let them hear the differences between amplifiers and speakers, because it is my hobby. I share my hobby with my friends. You understand what I mean? So, and all of those guys heard the same thing as I do. So I think there's nothing wrong with my ears. Yeah. Of course, if you are 20 years of age, your ears are better. Yeah, you have more. Your ears can hear those 20,000 hertz notes and those 20 hertz notes or below 20 hertz, 18 hertz. I think, I'm not sure. Science say that human ears can hear between 20 and 20,000 hertz. But yeah, when I do an audio test, a hearing test on my computer, I can sometimes hear sounds from 15, 16 hertz. So I'm not sure, you know, what these science guys mean with humans can only hear between 20 and 20,000 hertz. Anyway, maybe we cannot hear those notes between or below 20 hertz, but our body can feel those notes. I mean, if you have an amplifier, a subwoofer, and that subwoofer can reach, well, 12, 14 hertz, your body feels that because of the, you know, the wave patterns. So in a way, maybe our ears can't hear that those very low notes, but because our body can, they can pick up those notes. It is part of the experience from the audio sound what you're listening to. You understand? So some people say it's no use to have a subwoofer or speakers reaching below 20 hertz. I'm not agreeing with that, my friends, because our body can pick up those notes. Anyway, so after my discovery with Simon, I realized that all that time I had already that speaker in my house. Already had that speaker in my house, and but I never did a VS test with it. So when I, you know, every day I'm thinking, after this test, every time I'm thinking about these speakers, and I think, oh my God, so there is a speaker you can buy below 200 euro, what have a sound from 1500 euro second hand. I'm not talking about the sound of 3000 euro costing, or 4,000 or 5,000 costing euro second hand speakers. So second hand costing 5,000 or 4,000 or 3,000. Of course, those speakers will sound better, but what I just told you, even 1,500 euro is most of you is too expensive. You don't want to invest 1,500 euro for speakers, and I can understand that is a lot of money. And why would you? You know, why would you invest 1,500 euro for speakers when, for example, these speakers I just discovered are from the same sound quality, and they are not costing even 200, and that's what I was looking for. So since I discovered the sound that they are equal to much more expensive speakers, my sense of making videos, hunting, so because of this discovery, I start believing again. You know, like many. I mean, I lost faith. I lost faith that there was not any speaker below 200 what could make me happy. You know, a few years ago I lost that faith, but that faith is completely back because of that one speaker I discovered, and that's what made this hobby so nice. And well, I hope you keep all of you keep following me. I cannot say the name of, you have to understand me, my friends. I cannot say, I already had some mails, and you know, these guys trying to guess this speaker. I'm sorry, I cannot give you the name of the speaker yet, because I already made that video, but it will be online. It will not be online unless I score minimum one extra pair, minimum, yeah. And maybe I try to score as much as possible. But when I went online, I saw there's none for sale at the moment in the Netherlands. Yeah, there are a few in Germany, but you have to drive to Germany. No. But I want to score a few of those, minimum one of those speakers. And also Simon, because we discovered it together, also Simon is hunting for them. So there are now two hunters, you know, for these speakers. So I hope I can score a pair soon, an extra pair, two pair, and I'm waiting also for Simon until he scored his pair. And then, because he's my buddy, And if we both scored an extra pair, he didn't have the speakers, so, but I want an extra pair. I mean, I want to profit this. I mean, I discovered this, so I want to profit from it, because I know these speakers will go up after my video. At least they will double in price. Yeah, because I'm an influencer and people believe me. Many of you still believe me. And so, because of this discovery, my hobby is suddenly, yeah, for me, it's more fun. And well, guys, this was just another video between, yeah, that my channel is about good stuff, discover the good stuff, testing the stuff, but stuff what ordinary people, I'm an ordinary person, you are an ordinary person, most of you are, can pay. You know, not many of us have the luck to have these big wallets and do not have a problem to pay 20,000 euro speakers or like the new BMWs. I mean, yeah, of course, I also like those speakers, but I will never buy them because simply I cannot afford them. And so there are many speakers out there I cannot pay. Simply I cannot pay because I simply do not have the money. And or I do not want to invest. Maybe I can, you know, open some accounts and, you know, buy expensive speakers, but why would I? I do not think audio is this important for me. I will spend my last cent on audio. No, it has to stay fun, you know. And people who spend their last money for audio, they are there. These are the real audiophiles. I mean, I don't see myself. I mean, as you know, there are more things in life, you know, more funny things in life where you can spend your money on, not only audio. Audio has to be fun, you know. It have a part in my life, you know, but I will not spend my latest cent for audio. No, I'm not crazy. But there are people who think different, you know, who really spend their latest cent for audio. Those guys, they are around, and I respect those guys, but I'm not one of them. And I am greedy, maybe you can call me greedy, but I'm now thinking about selling my Heikos, even if I do love these Heikos very much, as a piece of furniture also. They are beautiful. For that speaker I just discovered what is sounding almost equal to those Heikos. So, and place the 1300 euro I saved, you know, in my pocket. Yeah, but okay. This is me, and you will see after this announcement comes out from that wonderful miracle speaker below 200 euro, what I had all the time, but didn't realize it was so good. Yeah. Well, thanks for watching again, and I keep you informed, my friends. I keep you informed. For now, I say ciao, ciao.